This video is specifically about Crowder's misportrayal of his own actions and his misportrayal of the response from Carlos Maza. Crowder is summarizing his repeated homophobic and semi-racist statements as playful ribbing and describing Maza's appeal for YouTube to enforce their anti-harassment policies as a David and Goliath scenario where a mega-corporation is coming down on what he pretends to be a small independent show. This is not an endorsement of Maza's overall content, nor an argument as to why YouTube should take any specific action. This is really about Crowder playing the victim in a mess he created. If Carlos were a straight white man, would Crowder's rebuttals contain constant references to Carlos as the straight white guy from Vox? Would he be making references to oral sex on a woman? Of course not, so these references aren't incidental. Crowder is specifically making these references to mock Maza's sexual orientation and summarizing his identity as a gay man-to-male on male sexual acts and feminine attributes. So, it's one thing to accurately acknowledge what Crowder has done and how Maza has responded and to still believe the response doesn't fit the action. It's another to minimize Crowder's actions and grossly exaggerate and just plain lie about Maza's response just to virtue signal about something that's not actually happening, which is what people like Tim Pool are doing. Vox's Carlos Maza recently tweeted his dismay, to put it lightly, over the nature of Crowder's videos. His main complaint is Crowder's apparent obsession with his sexuality. He uploaded a video with clips of Crowder's obsession with Carlos being gay and Mexican. The comments are pretty bad. There's even an old man, I think this might be Crowder's dad, referring to Carlos as an anchor baby.
With our favorite lispy sprite from Vox.
It's ridiculous. It's bonkers. You're being given a free pass as a crappy writer because you're gay.
That Seder line on his little queer graph there. What is
well,
that
now
line?
the graph is queer?
Violence, filth.
Okay, so the little queer could eat his chips all nonchalantly. It's code for rape, Mr. Queer eating chips on the Vox channel.
Chip, 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 but you can eat just one. Like dicks.
This is what Mr. Gay Vox wants to do. Mr. Lispy Queer from Vox.
What were you holding, Gay Latino from Vox?
Even his hand movement in fast motion is gay. Now we're here with the short-haired angry lesbian on Skype. And cable news bitching. Two gay guys sitting there eating a banana. We get the symbolism there.
The truth is hiding in a closet 2 weeks later, probably along to his next Pride Parade outfit. This guy on the gay semi-Latino Vox.
Oh, okay, so really are just an angry little queer. All right, I can't deal with this sprite anymore. Okay,
He just sachets across without the gay Vox sprite is wrong.
Now he could be a tranny, Your Honor.
How many lispy, angry sprites and Vox sachet across your screen and try and tell you otherwise? Or you, by the way, the gay Mexican guy,
the gay Latino V-neck. Gay Mexican. Mexican gay guy used to work. Mexican gay Latino there at Vox. Gay Latino from Vox.
the token Vox gay atheist sprite with surprisingly flaccid chest considering how thin he is. It's very bizarre to me. Ad hominem, yes, but it was an addendum to fact.
Maza also expressed his frustration over the harassment from Crowder's followers. Carlos goes on to ask if there is anything that can be done, including flagging the insulting videos themselves. So of course, Crowder uploads a video in response that downplays the vitriol nature of his videos. Not surprisingly, he doesn't show the clips uploaded by Maza. He passes off his odd obsession with Maza's ethnicity and sexual orientation as playful ribbing. He also goes into full-on victim mode. Crowder turns himself into the victim and claims that this is a large brand trying to shut down a smaller one. He has twisted Maza's frustration over being harassed as an attempt to shut down his channel, as opposed to Crowder simply not uploading videos with so many personal attacks that then lead to waves of harassment. Now, here are my responses to his recent video.
Just fight bad ideas with better ideas. I would never.
Oh, you mean like this?
You're being given a free pass as a crappy writer because you're gay.
That Seder line on his little queer graph there. What is
Well,
that
now
line?
the graph is queer?
Violence, filth.
Okay, so the little queer could eat his chips all nonchalantly.
It's code for rape, Mr. Queer eating chips on the Vox channel.
Chip, 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 but you can eat just one. Like dicks.
This channel is funded by mugs, okay?
No, it's not. You don't sell the mugs directly. You provide a $100 a year subscription to your show, which is hosted on Glenn Beck's Blaze TV, which, as Brian Stelter exposed, has been losing money.
There's this new headline on the Daily Beast saying that your company's in trouble, that you were trying to find a buyer. Is this related to the point about people not talking to each other? That if you want to create that media company, there's not interest? What's going on with that?
Wow. Brian, thanks a lot. I think that's the most ridiculous question I've ever heard. I'm sitting here.
Geez, I wonder if this has anything to do with your going after Brian Stelter. He then goes on to pretend that the response to this person's harassment and humiliation is really about big shadowy forces versus the common man.
This is about Disney, Vice. This is about ABC Oscars versus you.
And don't be fooled by the David versus Goliath story here. Crowder's show is part of Blaze TV, which was bankrolled by a billionaire who made his fortune on student loan debt. Blaze TV has big money backing and is still having financial troubles.
They can't get their head around why this content is more appealing to you.
Wrong. Everyone and their mother understands this business model. Cater to a group of frustrated young males who have been convinced that their troubles in life are due to feminism, PC culture and socialism, and feed them their own confirmation bias back to them. Crowder's low IQ content includes quote-unquote proving that the ice sheets are gaining ice by showing the stats for a single ice sheet and ignoring the other.
Well, Steve, it comes from an appraisal of measurements taken of both ice sheets, not just the one you happen to read because it's been copied and pasted on the blogosphere. It comes from people who read the scientific literature, not blogs. And it comes from NASA, the people whose results you believe for Antarctica, but quietly ignoring Greenland. It comes from people who want to see the whole picture, not just a part of the picture that suits their preconceived beliefs. That's where the myth comes from. And that's why this myth is very definitely confirmed.
It includes interviewing a quack sellout who has stumped for Monsanto who falsely claimed that Roundup is safe to drink.
I do not believe that glyphosate in Argentina is causing increases in cancer. You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you.
You want to drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to, actually. But not really, but
not really?
I know it wouldn't hurt me.
If you say so, I have some glyphosate.
No, I'm not stupid.
Okay, so you.
No, but I know
so it's dangerous, right?
No, people try to commit suicide with it and fail fairly regularly.
Tell the truth.
It's not dangerous to humans. No, it's not.
So you're ready to drink one glass of glyphosate?
No, I'm not an idiot. Interview me about golden rice. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, then it's finished. Then the interview is finished.
That's a good way to solve things.
Yeah. You're a complete jerk.
Potholer 54 made him look like a complete fool in response videos. In response, they were supposed to debate via live stream and Crowder never showed. Just as he's been avoiding a debate with Sam Seder.
You are watching or hearing this, and everybody else knows it too. There's no way you're not aware that I've issued this challenge now. You knew it was coming when you backed out of Politicon because you were afraid of debating me. And here it is. Stephen, we'll see you soon.
Crowder sells ideological snake oil to a demographic of angry young men. Make no mistake, this anger is real, understandable, and justified. But Crowder provides a convenient sugar pill solution. Being a young man is difficult, and it must be even more difficult in today's atmosphere. But Crowder is offering a fake and quick fix solution of blaming their problems on immigrants, PC culture and liberalism. Having trouble getting laid? It's not that you need to spend less time on the internet and need to get out and become a better version of yourself while also developing social skills. It's feminism and PC culture that's to blame. Are you having trouble making ends meet? Blame immigrants and taxes. Never mind that median incomes have fallen behind rising costs of living as more of the gains of a growing economy have gone to the top 1%. Don't blame the economic system that has rigged the economy to benefit the wealthy elite who Crowder shills for. So what if that makes it harder and harder for those who are barely entering the workforce to climb up the ladder? If you blame the rigged economy that makes this possible, you're just another socialist looking for a handout. So just blame social justice warriors. Let me be clear about something. Crowder is not this stupid. This is just a business model for him. As a failed actor, he has turned to this profitable niche of young male anger, and he spews nonsense he almost certainly doesn't believe. In part, he is just getting back at the industry he was unable to get into. So when he bashes someone's new Netflix special, he's really just angry that he never had one himself. Don't believe any of Crowder's stories. We've seen him lie countless times. Here he is throwing an old man to the ground. He then takes the edited footage of the old man hitting him to claim he was assaulted by a quote-unquote union thug.
Huh, that looks strange. Let's look at that again in slow motion. Wow, it seems like that guy who started punching Steven Crowder was pushed to the ground prior to punching Steven Crowder.
I went out here to try and be assaulted, as leftists might say. I went out here to prove the left for who they truly are, certainly this union thugs, and I've achieved that. But people want to see civil action taken against him. So I just want to say one thing really importantly. I am issuing an ultimatum right now. They are trying to find this man who assaulted me, to find this man who assaulted other people, and you have a choice. You can come forward, I'll press charges, you'll go to jail, or, since you wanted to cheap shot me, we can host a bout in a sanctioned, legalized MMA competition.
I don't know if we can believe Owen Benjamin, but according to him, Crowder lies all the time. That he stiffs his own workers, including Sven Computer and not Gay Jared. That live streams aren't actually live but pre-recorded. I don't know if this is true, but if you are a subscriber to his show, does he take live calls? I get that he's probably afraid of someone like Sam Seder calling in and making him look foolish, but that's what call screeners are for. Furthermore, if the calls are limited to the shows within his mug club, that shouldn't be an issue. So, does he take live calls? And of course, here is a video of Blair White exposing the fact that many right-wing YouTubers don't actually believe what they're saying. That this is just a business model for them. Want to bet that Crowder is one of the actors?
Almost all of them. People I've either been on their show or on a show with them, or I went to a dinner with them, an event with them, or I became close with some of them. The amount of them that I've met that have told me either directly or in a roundabout way that's very clear that they don't believe everything that they say that they believe when they're on camera. A lot of them just flat out don't believe. They're just actors. They're just actors. I don't know how else to put it. I had one person who I went on their show and I was in the green room, which is like the makeup room before you go on camera. The host of the show comes in and it's like, hey Blair, you know, small talk. Hey Blair, wanted you on for a while. So glad you're here. Nice to meet you. Let's take a picture, blah, blah, blah. They pull me aside and say, I just want you to know, Blair, I don't feel any negative way towards you or trans people. I know we talk negatively of trans people a lot on the show, but that's just because it's kind of what the fans want. But it's just kind of where we're at right now. And I was taken aback because I felt like that's really fraudulent that you would feel the need to go on air and say something negative about trans people or transgenderism or whatever, but it's not really how you feel. He also said he has like a trans cousin or something like that, and that he feels bad that they're the butt of every joke on his show or whatever. And I was like, but almost every person I met after him was almost always consistently like that. Because you start learning things like, oh, almost all of them hire people to tweet and Facebook post and Instagram on their behalf, tweeting out opinions on their behalf, which I feel like is unethical because if people are following you because they believe you're some intellectual and they trust your opinion and they're going to shape their opinions a lot of times on an issue based on your opinion, and it's not even actually your opinion, it's something that you paid someone to assume is your opinion, and you're so much of a rigid, like, binary thinker that it's easy just to pay someone, like, yeah, tweet out the standard response, and this is what it is. It's like, I don't respect that. And I don't really know what it is about me in particular that makes people feel comfortable enough to sort of reveal to me that, you know, they don't believe all the things that they say they believe on camera. I'm not talking about small things either, you guys. I'm talking about, like, huge principal positions. I'm talking about, like, the kind of stuff that a lot of you guys follow these people for, they don't even actually believe. Like, it's just crazy. Months ago, I was gearing up to do a tour, which never happened because the tour company completely screwed me over. But regardless, I had started promoting it, and someone who's very prominent in the social political commentary sphere hit me up. And you know what this person told me? They told me, plant fake protesters outside of your event. Not only that, they said, make fake signs because you're probably gonna get protesters, but you wanna amp the numbers. This person instructed me to, myself, or my team and myself, make signs saying things that were super, super ridiculous to put outside and bulk up the numbers of people who may protest at my events. And it made me sick because clearly this person has done that. And this is someone who, although is hated by many, is also loved by many. And the many who love him believe that all those people were real. It's just such, I know too much about these people.
Speaking of actors, Tim Pool wastes no time, also downplaying what actually happens to Maza while exaggerating his response.
You know, this is another thing that puts me kind of more on your side in an issue like this. I get people tweeting at me saying, oh, here comes Tim to defend the conservative. I'm like, well, Steven Crowder isn't calling for someone to have their career destroyed simply because they said something mean on the internet.
Do you see what he does there? He summarizes Crowder's continued homophobic and arguable racist insults, the fact that his followers overrun his videos with insults, and the fact that he has been doxed and received harassing text messages as someone saying something mean. On the other hand, he characterizes Maza's asking for YouTube to actually enforce their anti-harassment policy as quote-unquote trying to destroy someone's career. He is clearly mischaracterizing the situation in favor of the right, while pretending to be neutral. Why? Because Tim Pool almost certainly another one of these actors.
With our favorite lispy sprite from Vox.
It's ridiculous. It's bonkers. You're being given a free pass as a crappy writer because you're gay.
That Seder line on his little queer graph there. What is
Well,
that
now
line?
the graph is queer?
Violence, filth.
Okay, so the little queer could eat his chips all nonchalantly. It's code for rape, Mr. Queer eating chips on the Vox channel.
Chip, 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 but you can eat just one. Like dicks.
This is what Mr. Gay Vox wants to do. Mr. Lispy Queer from Vox.
What
were you holding, Gay Latino from Vox? Even his hand movement in fast motion is gay. Now we're here with the short-haired angry lesbian on Skype. And cable news bitching. Two gay guys sitting there eating a banana. We get the symbolism there. The truth is hiding in a closet 2 weeks later, probably along to his next Pride Parade outfit. This guy on the gay semi-Latino Vox. Oh, okay, so you really are just an angry little queer. All right, I can't deal with this sprite anymore. Okay, he just sachets across without, the gay Vox sprite is wrong!
Now he could be a tranny, Your Honor.
How many lispy, angry sprites and Vox sachet across your screen and try and tell you otherwise? Or you, by the way, the gay Mexican guy, the gay Latino V-neck. Gay Mexican. Or Mexican gay guy used to work. Mexican gay Latino there at Vox. Gay Latino from Vox. The token Vox gay atheist sprite with surprisingly flaccid chest considering how thin he is. It's very bizarre to me. Ad hominem, yes, but it was an addendum to fact.